Hello students, in this video we discuss the concept of optical isomerism with examples. In the previous video we have seen the meaning of plane of polarized light, then rotation of plane of polarized light, then meaning of dextro and levo, etc. And we have also seen that for a compound to be optically active, the molecule must be dissymmetric. It means that the molecule should not have plane of symmetry, or the molecule should not have axis of symmetry, or the molecule should not have point of symmetry. Students, for our syllabus, this much is enough. The knowledge regarding plane of symmetry is enough for 12th class syllabus. These two are not there for our syllabus. The plane of symmetry stands for the molecule, say for example, a square planar molecule. Upon cutting this into two equal half, either horizontally or vertically, we should not get two equal parts. Then we can say that the molecule should no plane of symmetry. If we get two equal parts, then we can say that plane of symmetry is present. If plane of symmetry is present, then the compound will be optically inactive. If plane of symmetry is absent, then the molecule will be optically active. Students, dissymmetry also means that the mirror image of the molecule should not be superimposable. For example, metal coordinated to four ligands, say A, B, C, D. If it is seen in the mirror, then we can say that we can write its structure like this, Okay. Here, if you see the structure of it in the mirror, it will be like this, Then upon placing this over this, we see here, in place of D, this C will come, isn't it? Where B is there, here B will be absent if you superimpose on it. Then these two are called as non-superimposable mirror images. These are also called as enantiomers. This can also be one of the reasons for a molecule to be optically active. Therefore, if the molecule is having its mirror image which is not superimposable, then such molecule is also be found to be optically active. Okay, students. Now let us take examples. Well, optical isomerism with respect to coordination compound can be divided into two groups. Compounds with coordination number 4 and compounds with coordination number 6. With respect to compounds with coordination number 4, another two possibilities exist. One, compounds with coordination number 4 can have tetrahedral structure or it can have square planar structure. Students, with respect to tetrahedral structure, if the metal is coordinated to 4 different ligands, then it can be optically active. But the problem is these ligands, though they are different and it makes this part asymmetric, that is dissymmetric or chiral, these ligands can be interchanged so rapidly that we will not be able to isolate one single compound, because the ligands are very quickly interchangeable with respect to their positions, and hence though it is optically active, such compounds are not yet resolved or isolated, and hence it is not necessary to discuss the optical isomerism with respect to tetrahedral structure. Moreover, it is not there for our 12th class syllabus. Now, with respect to compounds with coordination number 4 and the square planar geometry, this square planar geometry will possess most of the time axis of symmetry. This is not there for our syllabus. And if it possesses axis of symmetry, the compound will be optically inactive. Is that clear, students? This is not there for our syllabus, and hence it is not necessary to discuss. But in some cases, if square planar compounds have two different bidentate ligands, then it may become optically active. But it is also not there for our syllabus, and hence let us not go into details of this. Okay. For our 12th class syllabus, optical isomerism with respect to compounds having coordination number 6, it is there for our syllabus. So let us discuss that now. Now let us deal with optical isomerism with compounds having coordination number 6. If coordination number is 6, the geometry will be octahedral. Students, optical isomerism with respect to octahedral complex is very common. It means that coordination compounds of octahedral geometry, they are most of the time are found to be optically active, and hence they show optical isomerism. The general formula of the octahedral complexes which show optical activity, which are optically active, are M A2 B2 C2, M A B C D E F. Here all are monodentate ligands. Then M A 3 times. Here AA stands for, see students, MAA 3 times. Here AA stands for symmetrical. This is symmetrical bidentate ligands. Another example can be MAA twice. Then either it can be A2 or B2 or anything like that. and then MAA 2 times, then two different monodentate ligands. Here two same monodentate ligands, here two different monodentate ligands. And if 3, see here AB is, here AB is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Okay. Here if it appears 3 times, then also it will show optical activity. Okay students. Now let us see one by one. Okay students, now let us take first example, M A2B2C2, that is metal is coordinated to 3 types of monodentate ligands, A 2 times, B 2 times and C 2 times. Example for that is platinum coordinated to pyridine twice, ammonia twice and Cl twice. The total charge is like this. Students, the total charge is represented symbolically like this. Okay. If you look at the structure of this compound, it is like this. All ligands are cis to each other because the angle between these two is 90 degree. The angle between these two is 90 degree and the angle between these two is 90 degree. Therefore, these are cis to each other. And if you look at the mirror image of this, it is like this. It is represented like this. See students, here to write the mirror image, one simple rule is supposed to be followed. The molecule which is nearer to the mirror should be written first, and the molecule which is away from the mirror should be written next. That means nearer, nearer, farther, farther, and the top and bottom will remain as it is. Clear students? Okay. This mirror image is, if you replace this on this, what we notice is, in place of chlorine we notice pyridine will come. In place of this chlorine, what we notice is this chlorine will come. Clear students? It means that, and here in place of pyridine will come. In place of ammonia will come. But the problem is, in place of this Cl, say students, in place of this pyridine, this Cl will come. In place of this ammonia, this Cl will come. It means that these two structures are non-superimposable mirror images. Are you noticing this, students? These two structures are non-superimposable mirror images. Therefore, they are also called as enantiomers, and hence these two are found to be optically active. Is it clear, students? Okay, now let us take another example. Metal is coordinated to 6 different monodentate ligands, and the example is like this. Platinum is coordinated to pyridine, ammonia, nitrogen dioxide, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Naturally, these two mirror images are definitely non-superimposable on each other. Therefore, these are enantiomers and hence they are optically active. Look at this. If you place this over this, in place of bromine, what we notice? Pyridine will come. In place of chlorine, what we notice? Ammonia will come. In place of this pyridine, this bromine will come. And in place of this ammonia, this Cl will come. Therefore, these two are non-superimposable mirror images, and hence these two are enantiomers. Therefore, they are optically active. Now, let us take another example, students. Okay. Here, we are using bidentate ligand. Metal is coordinated to This is symmetrical. This is symmetrical bidentate ligand. And the example is here. Cobalt is coordinated to ethylene diamine. Ethylene diamine is unsymmetric bidentate ligand which appears thrice, and the charge is like this, +3. Okay. If you look at the structures of cobalt coordinated to ethylene diamine, what we notice is these two are non-superimposable mirror images. See students, this En will, upon overlapping this structure over this structure, what we notice is this En will be here, clear, and this En will be here, and this En will be here. It means that these two structures are non-superimposable mirror images, therefore they are found to be optically active. Okay, now let us take another example. Here metal is coordinated to two symmetric bidentate ligand and two same monodentate ligands. Okay, example is cobalt is coordinated to two ethylene diamine molecules which are unsymmetric bidentate ligands and two chlorine. The charge is +1. Okay, look at this structure. See students, there are two possibilities for this particular structure. One is here. Here En are opposite of each other. Cl is also opposite of each other. Therefore, this structure is trans isomer. If you look at the mirror image of this structure, then what we notice is it is like this. Now look at this student. This En is, if you overlap this structure over this, then what we notice is this En will be over this En, this En will be over this En, this Cl will be over this Cl, and this Cl will be over this Cl. What does it mean? These two structures are same, they are not dissymmetric. It means that these two are superimposable mirror images on each other. That means they are not enantiomers, and hence they are optically inactive. Is that clear, students? But if you look at the cis isomer of this, let us write this cis isomer of this. What happens? Okay, students, if you look at this cis isomer of this compound, what we notice is, see here, CO 6 coordinate covalent bonds it can form. Okay, let the ethylene diamine be coordinated to like this, and this is Cl and Cl. Okay, here one Cl is missing. Okay, this is called as cis form or cis isomer. And if you look at its image in the mirror, then what we notice is, here M stands for mirror, then what we notice is, see students, CO 6 coordinate covalent bonds. See here, this En will be over here, then this En will be here, these two which are far from the mirror, therefore these are also far from the mirror. Okay, now look at this. Here this En will be here. Upon overlapping this structure over this structure, this En will come over here, and this En will come over here, and the Cl will be here. It means that these two structures are enantiomers. Why? because these are non superimposable. These are non superimposable on each other. Therefore, this isomer is optically active. See students, its transform is optically inactive, but cis form is optically active. Remember students, most of the time cis form of the coordination compound is always found to be, most of the time it is found to be optically active. Okay students, let's take another example here. Here metal is coordinated to unsymmetrical. Here it is, this AB is unsymmetrical bidentate ligands. Okay. The example for this is chromium coordinated to glycine, which is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand appearing thrice. So bidentate 3. It means that coordination number of chromium is, which is equal to 6. Okay. The structure of chromium coordinated to 3 glycine molecule is like this. But if you look at the structure in the mirror, it appears like this. Now it means that upon overlapping this structure over this glycine will be appearing here, then this glycine will not be here, this glycine will be here, and this glycine will be here. It means that these two structures are found to be non-superimposable mirror images. Therefore, these two are, what we can say, these two are enantiomers, and hence they are optically active. Is it clear students? These two are also optically active. In the next video, I will try to give you a simple trick for finding whether the molecule will be optically active or not just by looking at the formula. Okay, student? Okay, you just wait for that video. Okay, thank you.